Welcome, everyone, to a very long overdue episode of The Extra Yard. We are sorry we haven't been able to be on the last 2 weeks. I was busy with a ton of work stuff. Kai was busy hiding away from all of the Silicon Valley executives and some trip probably paid for by Bitcoin with how much money
it's Dogecoin too.
Dogecoin. You said Dogecoin?
That's what I call it. I
Is
make
it
money and I call it what I
You know
want.
the Doge meme?
Nah, it's Dodge.
Man, I had a great intro.
Like a Dodge Ram.
There's no second D.
I dodged it. Yeah,
this is the kind of stuff we'll be talking about on the show because I can't keep these two in line. They feel like they need to bully me, but they never do, and it never goes well. And I have enough power to kick them off the show, and I will. Don't tempt.
Oh, really?
Boom! Hey, I was gonna be
all right. We'll leave that stuff to Clutch Corner. I won't boot you guys off. I will sit here and take whatever you guys have to say. But the first thing we're gonna kick the show off with, there was a Miami Dolphins player that was cut, a very surprising cut. Kyle Van Noy. Kai, I know you put out a video on him, so I will let Juan take this one first, and you can let us know again your thoughts from that video and whatnot. Juan, Kyle Van Noy, good cut, bad cut. What do you think?
So initially, it was a surprise, right? It was a surprise, I think, to most people, just because it wasn't a name that most people expected. Looking at it like from the point of view of like knowing that he was cut, it kind of makes sense how the contract was more or less structured. They did give themselves an out after the first year. Where it was a 15-year, basically, kind of in the sense where like a franchise tag, you get 1 year, 15 mil.
Yep.
After that, it's if it's I think it was up until March, I think 10th. If he was still on the team, then the rest of it got guaranteed. So they were kind of like, I guess, in a way, flexible in that scenario. I'm just more like, I don't want to say concerned, but I'm more interested now to see why. You know, what's the why behind it? You know, it's not like we needed the cap to sign draft picks, or we needed the cap to for really anything. We had 25 mil, which was like, I think right in the middle. We were like 16th in the league. So this definitely is a sign that there's a bigger move in the works. You know, I'm a known DW stan and whatever it may be.
We will get to that. Don't even do it.
I was gonna say, because I also tweeted that it could also be a little combo pack of Ryan Lindsley and Aaron Jones too. Yep. So it gives us that opportunity to where we can be aggressive in free agency, and then come draft time is just best player available.
Exactly. And I know we're going to talk about free agents on this episode. This isn't going to be a full, complete, in-depth thing. If you want as much Dolphins content as you can get, 3 Yards Per Carry has been putting out 2 episodes per week. They've talked a ton about free agents. Make sure to check that out. Kai, with this Kyle Van Noy cut, there were some people out there, we will not name names. We're not going to be those people, but there were people out there that were up in arms about it and said that the Dolphins were making a mistake because they're saying the Dolphins made a mistake signing him in the first place if they're going to cut him after 1 year. As you take a chug from your high school Gatorade tub there, I don't know what that's all about. Do you think the Kyle Van Noy signing, looking back now after they've cut him after a year, do you think it was a mistake?
I will call people out. Specifically, someone who is a part of thy Pat McAfee show.
Ah, okay.
Was acting as if, and I understand because the Pat McAfee show is good friends with Kyle Van Noy. However, he claims to be a Dolphins fan. I think after yesterday, no matter how much I've heard him speak on the Pat McAfee show, and no matter how much I like the Pat McAfee show, and no matter the fact that I reached out to him to potentially come on my show on OnSideRadio.com, I need to take his Dolphins fandom contract away from him, because the reaction that Kyle Van Noy was the number 1 greatest defensive player in the world on this Miami Dolphins team was absolutely ridiculous and asinine. And
is that what was actually said? I didn't actually hear that. I was talking about other people I saw. I didn't hear this.
If you listen to it, you will see that it was just. It was like the Scott. Obviously, it's embellished, and the Pat McAfee show. You can tell some things obviously is a little more over the top than others. I like it a lot. I like watching it. However, if you're going to sit there are some people that were acting as if this is the worst thing in the world. And oh my God, you know, this is you're cutting the person after 1 year. That's horrible. This guy was a rock for the defense. He was a leader. He was a captain. He was this and that. And it's like his 6.5 sacks came in 2 games, the
Yeah,
Jets
3.
and the Bengals. Two teams with notoriously horrible offensive lines, and he was being outplayed by Andrew Van Ginkel at the position that the Dolphins were asking him to do. And in the other positions he was running in, he was above average. I like Kyle Van Noy a lot, the person, and I like Kyle Van Noy, the player, which is why I was excited that he was signed with the Dolphins in the first place. But if you're telling me that I have an out of a 4-year, $51 million contract in which only the first year is guaranteed at $15 million for above average play, I can out that contract. Thank you very much. I take that every time. That is good business.
I do agree with you. This is the way I'm seeing it. I completely agree. I think Kyle Van Noy seems like a really good guy. I think he was a good leader for this team. He put out a statement where he said, a lot of the guys in the locker room looked up to me. I liked working with them. They liked working with me. And I appreciated having that C on my jersey. But I agree. It seems like it was a good time to cut him. And my issue is more people that are saying the Dolphins made a mistake signing him in the first place. They're like, oh, if you sign him for that much money, then you cut him after a year. That's fine. I'd rather them cut him. Yeah, I'd rather they cut him at this point, as opposed to we go into the year thinking our outside linebacker is fine. He doesn't perform as well as we'd like. And then we're thinking, man, imagine the upgrades we could have gotten.
So question, overall, was the Calvin Noy signing a failure or a success?
I would say it was a
What
success.
are you grading it on, though? That's the question.
You can make whatever determination you want.
I'm just leaving. Are you saying success in terms of the contract, the value for what you got, or in terms of what the value of the contract was towards what you got in total?
Calvin Noy signed with the Dolphins last year.
And you're
today,
okay. So
yesterday he got cut.
Right. But my question is, are you evaluating him? Are you evaluating him at 1 year, $15 million, or 4 years, $51?
He was both.
He was
signed for 4. He was signed for 451, but
he was
regardless of the caveats, we can come up with plenty of caveats. It's essentially a yes or no question, though.
Yeah,
right. Was it a success or failure? I get there are things, but
I think for what he provided the locker room in the long term, and just Kyle Van Noy as a person, from what we've seen on the outside looking in, without a doubt, it's a success. And again, it's a 1 year, $15 million contract in that situation.
I think it was a success for this reason. One, the money that we paid to him, was there someone else that we could have paid that money to that would have been able to lead the defense the way he did? And yes, he may not have played super amazingly, but that defense was still a top defense. And it was because of a lot of other things, but he was on that team. So I'm going to consider it a success. They got out when they thought they needed to. This is one of those things that I think another team in South Florida doesn't do too well, the Miami Heat. I will talk about that at length on other shows. Selling high or cutting bait when there's nothing else to be had, I think is a very good skill for teams to have. And I think the Dolphins made the right decision. I think he was the right player for them last year. I think they don't think he's the right player for them moving forward, and they cut him. So I'm going to call it a success. Juan, you asked the question. What do you think?
I do. I agree. I think it was a success because I actually did like what he brought as far as the overall to the team, not just as far as on-field play. Obviously, we saw those 2 games with the 3 sacks, but his role in New England was always more of the last puzzle piece. Like, I'm going to play inside linebacker, outside linebacker, DN, whatever you need me to play, I'm going to play that. So for us, I think he was good. My concern with the cut is more so, and it's kind of weird because he was signed for culture, right? But if we're looking at our team, I think the only player who's going to be 30 is going to be Jesse Davis that I'm looking at right now. He's currently 29. The older 2 guys were Calvin.
Isn't our center old too?
Karras? He was 29. No, he's 28. He's turning 29.
But I agree with you. Yeah, for the most part, the team is young,
very young, and that kind of leads me to believe that the move that this is probably being opened up for is something in the terms of short term to long term, and I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it too. I know this is something that kind of came up for a lot of people. Oh, they cut him because there's Michael Parsons in the draft. I personally think the Dolphins are looking at other linebackers in the draft. They worked with a lot of them that they saw at the Senior Bowl, right? The 2 Ohio State linebackers,
Brandon Browning.
Yeah, there was another one that they saw really close up. I don't think Michael Parsons is the move for the Dolphins. There's a lot of things off the field too with him that are probably gonna shock a.
Let's not even go down. Yeah,
So
let's not go down.
I think Micah
We don't have
Parsons
enough
plays
time to
football
go through
well,
that.
but I don't know if Micah Parsons is going to be a great fit for the Dolphins. But Kyle Van Noy was nothing more than a cap casualty because we know everything else they were happy with. Could he have performed better? Sure. But the player, the guy, Brian Flores loved him. That was a money thing. He was unexpected. We've talked about cap casualties before, but now I feel like this opens the door to other guys.
They asked him to restructure according to reports.
But there were some other reports that said that they didn't.
Well, who knows?
And by the way, it's funny how it came out like 15 minutes, like, hey, Kyle Van Noy might be a casualty, and then like 15 minutes after that, I was like, oh no, he's cut.
Yeah, they're like,
no, he might get traded.
Yeah.
And then 15 minutes after that,
trade him. No, there was never talks to that. They're cutting bait.
He was cut. Yeah.
So this opens the door to other guys. There's other guys that they may look to cut. Is there anybody that you think people aren't talking about? Because we talked about Bobby McCain, Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson, Allen Hurns. Is there anybody we haven't talked about that you think now may be a cap casualty for the Dolphins?
I don't see one.
Yeah, I don't see. I think those names are going to be the ones, to be honest. Yeah, because think about it. We have
expected.
I think we have like now about like $36 million available. I think I saw.
It was the 24, 25 plus is 10.
So adding that to where I think if we did the math last time, it was like we can add right there, cutting out, like leaving outside Bobby McCain, because I would want to keep him until we have for sure something better, right? So let's just say leaving him outside. I think we estimated we could open up about like 6 or 7 mil, right? That's what we said.
Yeah, pretty much. Like with 19 and Bobby, unless you don't want to include Bobby, but with 19 and Bobby and maybe a restructure or cut of Eric Flowers, you get around like that 10 million mark. Especially 19. 19 opens up, I believe, 4.5.
So let's just say we get 8.
Might be a little lower,
right? Let's just lowball it and say 8, and we go into like the 40 range. $40 million of cap space in this year. Where like I don't know if you guys have been following up with the Saints. The Saints have cut at least 5 players, restructured 2. And
they have
still
no
over
money.
They're still over
from Breeze.
Yeah,
they're still over 65 mil.
Listen.
And one of the guys at 3 yards per carry, CK, he's been beating on the drum for Ryan.
Ramczyk.
Yeah, Ramczyk. And he made a point. Look, he's a clean 11 million. If they get rid of him, the 11 million comes straight off the books. So hey, I mean, we got options.
So I don't know if it's always correct. I'm trusting Spotrac on this.
Yeah.
So I know some people have talked about. Yeah, I know some people have talked about Eric Flowers. Possibly that doesn't make sense considering his dead cap is $11 million.
But apparently, there's a way that you can work around it.
Right. Eric Flowers is one that I think would be
it would be a restructure because you can't. You're not going to cut him after this contract. The thing that happened with the Van Noy deal is that they structured it in the way where literally you can do whatever you wanted to do with that deal after 1 year. The issue with the Eric Flowers contract is there's more guaranteed money that needs to be paid in that deal. So cutting him now is impossible. The only thing you're looking at is a restructure. If you're going to cut Flowers, you're cutting him after year 2 of that deal, not year 1.
Yeah, a restructure would be like, I think you said that 11 mil. It would be spacing that 11 mil into like, let's say the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
If Spotrac's not wrong, here's a guy who doesn't seem to have a big dead cap hit, actually doesn't have a dead cap hit at all, that maybe they look at. Emmanuel Ogbah. And I know Ogbah played well. He had a decent amount of sacks, but when the blitzes weren't happening, it was just him one-on-one. He wasn't getting there as much. He's paid $7.5 million in 21. And according to Spotrac, again, I'm not 100% sure about this, it says there's no dead cap. If you can cut all of his $7.5 million and use that on somebody else, would you guys cut Emmanuel Ogbah, yes or no?
No.
I would
depends who you're telling me you're getting.
I would probably stick to the plan right now of cutting Fajetalum 19.
I love how you say that dude's name, Fajetalum.
Disrespectful.
I could say his, but I can't say 19s. But who else was it? Was it Allen Hurns? Was it Matt Collins? No, Matt Collins was a free agent.
Allen Hurns and Albert Wilson.
And Albert Wilson. Those guys will give me about 8 mil, I think we said. And after that, if we need more than 40 million in cap, then
I see that as a problem.
I see that as they're going heavy.
They have an idea.
When I mean heavy,
if they're cutting
I don't even think they're going.
And that's why I'm saying this Kyle Van Noy cut to me looks like they have their eyes set on something else, because I get the Kyle Van Noy
Is it
contract was really nice.
Set, or is it they have someone that they already know that they're in the bag with?
But you can't. But you can't. There's no.
Yeah.
I would be really surprised if there was any NFL franchise right now that talked to an agent and said, "Oh, he'll sign with you," and was making moves for that, which is 2 weeks.
It's not like a Heat Giannis thing.
Mhm.
It's not a wink.
I mean, the NFL always does wink in the combine. Of course, combine didn't happen this year, so now you're thinking.
If again, I am a complete conspiracy theorist and a DW stan. I give that fair warning to everybody. If we're talking about connections, the Patriots connections runs deep with the Texans, and it runs deep with the Dolphins. And we just hired Ann Nolan, if I remember right, her last name, who was a longtime Patriots staffer, to do I think it was a senior director of communications, if I remember right. So the connections for the Patriots to do that type of stuff that Kai's kind of talking about are there.
I think they're there. I just think
trying to get there too early right now. We're not even there yet.
We're not even. Listen, that's way down the line. But we have more money now. We all know that. We had a decent amount to begin with, but I was a little bit hesitant with that decent amount just because it felt like with the amount of people that they're probably going to be looking to extend, because they have guys like Gesicki, they have a guy like Jerome Baker.
So let me ask you guys, people are going to start seeing the money flying around. And when I say people, I'm talking about Xavier Howard. When does he come in and ask for, a little bump on his pay?
Oh, he can ask. And I don't.
I'm probably the biggest
guy, but
Howard fan on the internet, and probably the biggest in the world besides his family. And even I would recognize and would know that would be stupid of him to ask for more money, because he's not going to get more money.
Oh,
whether it's from us or whether it's from anyone
it wouldn't
else.
be stupid.
Not right now. He would get something next year.
He would get it
for sure.
If he really made a point of it,
the highest paid cornerback on his own team.
No chance.
After getting overpaid 12 months
this season.
And yes, you got to think about it, Kai. If we're talking culture, teams are gonna players that are homegrown talent look at that and be like, so you're gonna overpay the guy who wasn't here?
No,
the guy that you drafted.
Nothing can,
and especially after that guy went and had a defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
nothing can.
And had more interceptions in one season than he has in his careir.
It's
look.
I'm not an agent, and I'm already convinced.
All right, wait. First of all, like the interception thing with Bobby McCain is so ridiculous. Bobby
McCain?
Sorry, Byron Jones. I'm looking at the Spotrac stuff right now.
Oh no,
the interception thing with Byron Jones is ridiculous.
Byron Jones was never been an interception machine.
You're not gonna pay X this season unless he makes it an extreme point, and even then they'd probably say that they'd rather trade him. That's just if you're the Dolphins and you're in their position, which in all honesty, you're probably going to trade him before, and that's going to serve into your tinfoil hat conspiracy. Which in all honesty, Michael, I don't even think that we should put like the free agency stuff like this. This is.
So let me just say this right. Let me just say that before we jump into DW.
This is Matt with the group, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, okay. I know. Russell Wilson and Russell Wilson and DW are changing that whole stigma of the NFL not being.
Hold on. We thought
they're gonna change.
Hold on a second. We thought that Kirk Cousins was changing up contracts for the NFL when Kirk Cousins
thought that Kirk Cousins was changing.
No, hold on. Time out. I'm
gonna let you finish.
Kirk Cousins got a fully guaranteed contract.
He did.
I want you to name me another quarterback that was
for
able to happen.
3 years.
Well, people thought there was a chance. People thought there was a chance that he could change people's minds. And it didn't. All I'm saying is Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson are a different scenario. I don't know if that's
the thing that fell through with Kirk Cousins was the fact that nobody else followed him and put the same pressure to get guaranteed contracts. Right now, you're seeing basically DW started this whole offseason where the quarterback carousels are spinning very, very wildly this year. And you're gonna see it if Russell gets out of Seattle. Quarterbacks are gonna be like NBA.
No. I'm sorry. To be. Russell Wilson is a fantastic quarterback, but Russell Wilson is a different story. Russell Wilson is 30.
31.
And Russell Wilson is 31. If they can sell Russell Wilson because he doesn't want to be there, They will do it, and I do not blame them. That is not a sign. Hold on, that is not a sign.
They said
that's
3
not
first-round
sign.
picks.
You don't sell Russell Wilson. People come to buy Russell Wilson, bro. Let's make sure that's clear.
Okay. You don't sell Laramie Tunsil. People come to buy. It's the same.
And they did go to buy.
Yeah, that's exactly
what
happened.
You're telling me if somebody offers Seattle,
if somebody
offers Seattle like 4 first-round picks and an all-pro player, you think the Saints won't, the Seahawks won't do it, considering
they already said 3.
Out?
The report was already 3. The report was 3.
Time out. Before we get too deep, Mike, are you saying they wouldn't or would trade him?
They would, but I'm not. But I'm saying you can't call that the same thing as Deshaun Watson.
How?
You can't call Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson the same thing.
That's literally the same thing.
The only thing is,
if you're talking about years left, years left, Russell Wilson is 31, Deshaun Watson is 25, 24.
Tom Brady is what, 44?
25.
I want you to name me all of the athletes and quarterbacks specifically who played at Tom Brady's level until they were 45.
Well, let's not. No. Hold on.
Tom
Brady hasn't been playing at A level recently.
Russell has another seven years easily, bro.
And how many more years does Deshaun Watson have?
10 plus. 10, 15.
Why are you giving him less?
If we're lucky.
If you're giving Russell Wilson 7 more years, that means he's going till he's 38.
Wait. Time out. But why are you? Why is that like your differentiating factor for the situation?
What I'm saying is, if Russell Wilson is sent to another team, to me that's not a sign of it changing. To me, a sign of it changing in NFL players getting power like the NBA will be when training camp and all of that comes around, whether or not Deshaun Watson comes into play or not. If he pulls a James Harden and we start seeing other NFL players do that, then I will say the NFL has changed.
Nah, but it doesn't have to get to that. It doesn't have to get to that level.
It does.
But think about it with Russell, bro. Russell was a perfect scout. Like literally scouts honor all that BS. And this offseason he goes to Dan Patrick and it's I've been sacked too much and I need more say.
I'm fine with quarterbacks wanting power.
What did the team do? The team went ahead and said, hey, we're not happy with those comments. And what do you have? You have a media tussle literally by a player and a team who probably are 30 minutes away, if that.
I'm fine with NFL players wanting more power. I think they should have more, especially when people say, oh, these players should be loyal to their teams. But if they get hurt and the team doesn't like them, they get cut a la Kyle Van Noy. So I am on the side of the players. I understand it. But what I'm saying is this. Honestly, it feels like Russell Wilson's throwing a tantrum. And I don't think he's going to go anywhere. And if he does go anywhere, it's not going to be because he power plays the Seahawks out of it. It's because the Seahawks will decide you're causing too much of a headache. We're going to send you out of here. I think come the season, he's going to show up. He's going to play. He's going to play hard. No, that's not changing. But that's not changing the league. That's not changing the league. Of course it is. No.
He's literally saying, I walked into this offseason. I'm done. I want to be traded. You're going to do it. You do it.
You want to
do
know
it because
you
do it because
I want to pause this argument. I want to pause this argument, and I want us to get. I love you guys. Honestly, this show is a lot of fun. I also 100%. Hate you guys deeply. It's deeply rooted. Okay. I hope that your Bitcoin stuff doesn't work out because I didn't get on it. I'm jealous as heck, and I hope that one day Mark Zuckerberg shows up at your door. I really do. But I want us to get. I want us to get. Oh, don't even get me started, Kami.
Look, we got.
So I want us to bring in another party at some point to actually debate this. I know I'm being serious. I want us to do it when we're planning on doing something for free agency for everybody watching. That's going to be a ton of fun. I want us one day when we're on there to talk about this and the power because I want to hear more people's opinions. Maybe I'm the only one on this side and I'm completely wrong and I won't admit it because I don't like admitting defeat. But
I love this discussion because player empowerment, I feel like it's been, for me, like I said, I've seen it start literally January 8th with DW and then you see it spread out with
that's the thing. Wentz, you're looking at two players and you're a month and a half in.
No, but you got to think about it. Russ, you never heard any rumblings that he was upset or any of that. Like,
if Deshaun Watson didn't make that happen.
What do you mean?
Russell Wilson was just upset. I don't think he was like, "Oh, Deshaun's doing that. Maybe I can get a better offensive line."
No, but time out. But what did they see though? They saw
Kai hasn't said anything in a while. Juan, you gotta chill. I know you're on DW right now.
I had this conversation on Saturday, and I want to shout out Abel, producer for Onside Radio, when I was doing my show.
Because real quick, I want to acknowledge the people that are actually commenting.
Yeah.
KVN was released because ABG. It's true, but also they wanted to get rid of the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the clip that I had played was from, and I've talked about it multiple times. So those who have heard me say it are probably upset that it's like, why are you continuing to repeat this? We already get it, but this isn't where we have to do it. 2015, after the Super Bowl, Keith Olbermann went on his show and said that I saw. Don't wait, just wait. I saw. Don't just wait.
No, I'm talking about the Noah one,
okay.
one, not the Raging Dolphins video. Yeah, finish your thing.
He said to blow the Seahawks up. That was in 2015. Said the Seahawks wouldn't get back to that point. To help both of your arguments, one, Seahawks haven't gotten back to that point. Two, Russell Wilson wants to get traded. If they trade him, then he wins. That's player empowerment.
It depends on who he gets traded to.
Russell Wilson's been in that situation since 2015, which is why I use that example.
Time out. If Russell Wilson gets traded to the Jets for those picks, you think Russell Wilson wins? Say right now. He wanted
to be in New York. That was the same argument that he had when he was going to get traded to the Giants.
You're telling me if he gets traded to New York with their offensive line, that Russell Wilson wins? I know. Come on,
you tell me that anyone would want to be in Miami last year before Tua or anyone was there. We were 5-11 with a coach that hadn't proved anything.
We were 5-11 with a team that had less talent than an XFL team.
And before, it does not matter. This is the NFL. The NFL is a business, and you're not going to go to a place that sucks. But anything can happen in a year.
Does Wilson have a no trade clause?
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he does.
Why are the Seahawks going to want to send him where it's more beneficial for him than them if they're upset at him? That's all I'm saying.
It doesn't
you can't
matter.
call it a win if he gets sent to the Jets.
If he gets sent to the Jets with a new coach and Robert Saleh, people who are actually
we were supposed to be talking about the Dolphins and we went off the rails. Thanks, Simba.
Yeah, and by the way, if he goes to the Jets, I honestly, if I'm looking at it from his point of view, he's gonna make like stupid money
him
within
Sierra. They're gonna be freaking so happy.
Second,
and if you're the guy that turns around the New York Jets,
and by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it.
So then, what you're telling me is his complaining in Seattle about an offensive line is all BS?
No, it's factual. Are you kidding me?
But he's like, I'll go play for a bad offensive line if I can get the New York endorsements.
But anything can change. You get if you go out there and you get offensive line.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Tampa Bay's offensive line sucked. They drafted Tristan Wirfs. He was one of the best. They also
got Tom Brady.
And he was one of the undoubted best players on the offensive line.
The offensive line was definitely improved, but I mean, Tom Brady makes most offensive lines look good. We saw that in years in New England. I guess.
You said something earlier about Tom Brady. When I mentioned that, he's like, at the level. Man, this is the first year that Tom's actually been at a level in like 5 or 6 years now. Let's be real.
I wouldn't doubt that Tom has been at that level. Okay, look at Cam Newton when he went to New England.
That was the most obvious thing, that Cam Newton was going to suck. Unlike Chris Sims, who had him as a 10th best quarterback.
Most quarterbacks in that situation. Tom was in one of the worst situations I've ever seen from a skills and offensive line.
But we're going to give him some freaking. We're just going to give Tom you had some bad situations. Too bad you literally threw away the last 2 games that you had as a Patriot.
I could throw for a decent amount of yards. I could throw for a decent amount of yards if I had Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, and one of the best freaking tackles in the entire NFL. The rest of the offensive line was very good, but don't act like the weapons didn't make a difference.
Deshaun Watson lost the top 3 receiver and had a career year, so I mean, you're talking to the wrong guy here.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're. Listen, and we gotta start rapping. So come on,
you guys are kidding.
All right, I'm taking over. Put the tinfoil hat on.
I'm praying that Alfredo is watching this, or that Alfredo rewatches this. And if you watch this, Alfredo, just let me know that I'm not crazy here. Okay, if I'm super off base, just let me know, Alfredo. But tomorrow, when you mention to us about this show,
do it on the main chat. Do it on the main chat. I don't want no secret DM. Like, nah, Mike, you were wrong. Like, it's all right.
Okay,
like,
you know what? Fine. I was going to talk about free agents. We're going to have a big free agent show.
No, we got to go to DW. Go to DW.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I brought it up. Chill. Okay, so we all know that Juan Cardona, at Exclusivity on Twitter, needs to change the pictures and the bio.
Host of Juan on Juan. Host of Juan on Juan. OnSideRadio.com.
No, you mean host of DW Central. Host of DW Central on Onside Radio Sundays at 9 a.m. 10 a.m.
9 a.m. 9 to 11.
Listen, no one has been more on the Deshaun Watson train.
I've been choo.
We've talked about it.
I've been the conductor since January.
I want you to give me, because you dig deep into this stuff. What's the newest piece of evidence?
So, guys,
what's the latest thing?
Let me tell you.
Did he have lunch with Jimmy Butler?
I did not know that, but that would. I'm gonna go follow.
I'm gonna mute you if you're gonna be eating into the mic, bro. I'm gonna hear every crunch.
Who, me?
Okay, he's muted. He was crunching into his mic.
Yeah, Noel Leon, I'm gonna look up your Twitter. So if you want, leave a comment. I'm looking for all the inside sources. So thank you. So honestly, I've been I'm gonna just tell you, Mike and Kai, I've been a little bit of an emotional roller coaster the past 2 months. You know, I will admit, you know, I came off very abruptly and strong when it came to DW in January.
Okay, no, you know what? Hold on. For my own brand, can you stop? Just stop saying DW. Call him Watson. Call him Deshaun. I don't understand why you think DW is going to catch on. It's not.
Mike, you know,
first of all, it's DW. It's DW at 19. All right, get it right. Come on.
I mean,
Mike, you have to adjust to our level, okay?
Yeah, like sometimes just play ball, bro. Just play ball sometimes. You know, it's ADD. You know. Yeah, I'm 94. I don't know. I'm like, I think I'm pretty sure I'm millennial. Yeah.
I'll put this on TikTok, Kai.
Hey,
yo, first of all,
I've never even downloaded TikTok.
Yo, honestly, I was never gonna download that app, and then pandemic hit, and it was a lot of fun. Okay,
us boomers over here.
Isn't that Facebook's app too, or
no? It's from China. It's from China.
Even worse. He's scared about.
It's even more scary.
I'm not gonna get.
It's even more scary.
So I just think today and yesterday, I think were the biggest, like, I feel like the biggest like shifts from points of view from kind of everybody, where it was like the first time where they're like, oh, like that Calvin Noy move is odd. Like, is this for Deshaun Watson? And I'm just sitting here. It just closing back, just smiling.
No, you're not. You are chill. You are eating it up. You're like, huh?
And in my mind, I'm like, you know, I have a full, you know, ammo loaded, clips ready, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be the humble guy that I am, and I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill, and I'm gonna let you guys know that I've been really doing some research on Deshaun Watson. I've watched so far three of his best games.
By the way,
three of his best games. I've watched 2 of his worst ones so far. And I could tell you there's a couple things more or less that kind of impressed me about him. Let me pull it up here, right? So he's very mobile, right? He's one of the most mobile quarterbacks you'll probably ever see. He almost has like that Big Ben syndrome where he's too mobile, and he'll start taking some sacks.
I know you could do that.
Hey, we're gonna be going out to dinner all the time. You guys are jealous. And by the way, if he does, if I get him on my show, I'm not gonna bring him on this one, just for that one.
Wait, hold on. I haven't even mentioned Tua. Like, I haven't even talked about either of the two.
No, we're not saying that name. Like, like people get offended. But not so for real, like with Deshaun, like you're gonna run the same offense you were planning to run with Tua. Like he runs RPO. He looks more comfortable in shotgun than he does under center. He moves super effectively in the pocket. Like there was a 53-yard touchdown to Will Fuller where it's literally all on him. Like it was almost like that Jakeem one that 19 drop. It was almost similar to that, except it actually came down. Yeah, I'm not even touch that.
Oh, but this is true.
I just don't see them saying. I just don't see them. Hey, let me weaken my team so I can pay the guy that's already here. That doesn't.
Wait. I just read that one. Hold up. This really says did not play well. He had a career.
He had 40. Kai, hold on. I have the stats memorized, dude. It's 4,800 yards passing, 33 touchdowns in the air, 3 touchdowns rushing, 444 yards rushing.
Exchange the jersey now. Just
and let me just add all that.
I got you. I got you.
Just for all that too, on 70% completion percentage after losing a top 3 wide receiver. So, are we really saying that's
he
didn't play well?
Year, like. I'm all
cool. Hey, look, if you're just gonna be all Tua, that's fine. I'm all Watson. I'm not bashing Tua, but don't sit here and be like pro Tua, anti Watt. Like I just don't see that. Like it's okay.
Drawn in the sand. Hold on, and I will tell you this because you guys spend a lot more time on Dolphins Twitter, and I will talk to you as somebody who spends time with Dolphins and Heat Twitter, right? And trying to engage with those as much as possible.
You spent more time on Heat Twitter
lately because Dolphins are
they're
off
crazy
right
over
now.
there. Yeah, they're crazy over there, bro.
Heat Twitter is
I don't
nuts.
want to touch that.
Have you ever talked about Kelly Olynyk with Heat Twitter?
I wouldn't even dare.
I don't even want
dare.
to.
I'm scared to even do that.
This is just how it is. This is just everybody picks a side. It's like politics.
Yeah.
If the right side said this, I'm just gonna stick with that because the right side said it, and I'm right.
But boy,
right?
let me tell you,
it is. I think
I have a group of Bama fans who absolutely despise me.
I
when
like
I say
where
this,
I'm at on Twitter, man. I don't get anything.
Like
these show that hates you. So
yeah, true
so,
that. Yeah, too. And so it must not be hard to do then.
look, as long as
got a
none
great
of us
producer.
Say, what is it? You guys all listen to 3 yards per carry. As long as none of us say Lager,
Lager.
Oh, dude, listen, let me tell
Lager.
you something, bro. This dude Marsh, I'm sorry, I'm calling him out from Toast to Marsh 4th and 20. This man, God, dude, he has the worst. Like, I'm not a beer person, but that was.
We have like
horrible.
10 minutes left, and I messed up and sent it on a tangent.
Can I touch on 2 things?
Damn,
really quick?
What are we missing? What do we need to talk about?
There's 2 things that I want to quickly touch on. Right, first of all, this is hilarious.
The raging Tua maniac is what I read.
The second thing.
Can we not bash one of the only guys commenting?
I'm sorry, we love you, but that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous. The second thing I want to touch on really, really quick as we begin to leave, because the Heat are more important than us apparently. The wide receiver and Mac Jones and Tua thing. One of the people that have been talking about it a lot. I'm one who talked about it, and I was very upset with some of the things. However, one guy who's talked about it very specifically, who likes to think that he's an NFL GM but works for ESPN and probably won't get hired as an NFL GM for quite a while, is some dude named Louis Riddick, who for whatever reason, Mike Tannenbaum's stupid. He doesn't even exist in the world.
I thought you were talking about Mike Tannenbaum. I'm about to Louis
Riddick.
I love Riddick. Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I love Louis Riddick.
No. I like to go back. The internet lasts forever. Shout out unpaid intern the other day. Internet lasts forever. Just want to make sure that's very known. I don't delete tweets, by the way. So if you want to go back and look at my tweets, anyone listening, I don't delete tweets. You can find them.
There were some accounts that were pretty silent during that unpaid internship.
That's all I want to say.
Moments.
But he has been on this, and recently, a lot of people's thoughts on Tua has changed. He doesn't have an arm. He can't do this. He can't do that. He there's so much about Tua that just he's below average. And Louis Riddick apparently thinks that Mac Jones. Let me find the exact tweet so I can be real on it. I like Tua a lot. He and Mac Jones are different players with things that allow them to be great. I'm not citing Tua, point out what Mac Jones' teammates say about him. I'm just stating the facts though, which is essentially being like, oh yeah, I like Tua a lot. It's great, but Mac Jones, yeah, his teammates are saying he's better. I have 4 different articles and 6 different tweets pulled up right now from Louis Riddick about how much he loves Tua and how the only reason why last year Justin Herbert was in the conversation of being a quarterback is because Tua got injured. Okay. Enough of the crap. I am tired of this.
Okay, this is the business. This is the business.
Listen, I know this is the business, but I'm tired of this, man. We have all these people like Louis. I know. We have people like Louis Riddick who are acting like they're NFL GMs out there and like us, and who are getting praised every single day. But then when one side of the media wants to go on to one certain thing, it's like, I never said Tua was good at all. At least have some damn guts like Chris Simpson. He's wrong all the time.
Damn it,
have
like
some
me.
Damn guts.
I've been wanting Deshaun Watson since January.
Hold on a second.
Damn it.
Hold on a second. I guarantee
with conviction with a Tua jersey. Damn it.
You. If you guys
on Twitter, he's tweeted Tua highlights. All right.
Oh my gosh, you guys are
they try to call me out for that. I'm like, I'm sorry that the guy on the team that was playing, I highlighted. I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
Oh, Robin Hollywood is here. What's up, Rob?
Yo, wait, but you changed your profile picture.
Yeah, I had to.
No, Rob changed his profile picture, man.
Man, we're talking about Rob. Rob's more important than you. Thank you, Simba.
Stop. There you go.
Listen, all I'm saying is like I had gone a rant because I think anyone that suggests that one of the most hyped up quarterbacks of all time, someone who was the most hyped since we saw Angela come out of the draft, someone who is undoubtedly one of the most accurate college quarterbacks we had ever seen and showed some of his accuracy when, people weren't getting injured. Christian Wilkins injuring Preston Williams. And was having to throw to Mac Hollins, right? And again, I say this every single time I preface this, that I was a Herbert guy coming out of the goddamn draft season. Okay.
Well, actually, it might be 3.
That's talking about the DW thing. But the fact that we're really going to sit there and start to say that this dude is all of a sudden not good at all and has never been good, and Mac Jones is great because Mac Jones has one great year, is like saying that Kyle Trask is going to be an NFL All-Pro Hall of Famer.
This is what it is. First of all, Louis Riddick.
This is ridiculous.
Engaging in whatever he wants to because he has a right. And are you in a position to tell me that Louis Riddick is 100% wrong? Do any of us know that for a fact?
So I'm sorry if you go off of your thought that I have multiple articles of you talking about you were hard on something and now all of a sudden you're saying but Mac Jones is better, even though I said that this guy's one of the most coveted college quarterbacks that's ever come out.
So not to be that guy, right? But I do have to say,
you're always that guy.
I always am. I love it. I enjoy it. Jalen Waddle, right? He got asked this question, I think, sometime last week.
Waddle was today, I think.
I was gonna say
no. They asked him before that too. Go ahead.
You have to, on the wide receiver point of view, if you don't hype up your quarterback who's coming out of the draft right now, you're just
especially
not a good
considering
person.
How controversial Tua is right now around the league. If you say, Mac Jones is worse than Tua, first of all, that looks like, they only want to play for the Dolphins. Then it also looks bad on Mac Jones. Everyone's going to say, yeah, he's not looking so great. I'm not going to draft him anytime before the 3rd round. They're just hyping up their guy to get more money.
So
I'm sure Tua doesn't care.
They asked Jalen Waddle the same question last week, but Hurts, Tua, and Mac Jones were the options. He said, "Nah, those are all my guys. I wouldn't want to answer. I'm good." Left it at that. Are we saying that somebody called him and said, "Hey,
yes.
you wanna push for Mac Jones?"
Yes.
Because then they asked him the same question today or yesterday, and it was only Tua or Mac, and also, he went Mac.
I'm sure somebody told him, "Hey, that's not helping his draft stock." I'm sure that was part of it, and also recency bias. Who was the last one to take you to a national championship?
But listen, true. But Jalen Waddle also made some good points. He said, "Look, me and him came in the same year. Me and him, kill him, Simba. I love it." DW. You see? That's mass adoption. Okay, that's what we talk about with Bitcoin.
This is why you're a communist.
Okay, hold on. But Juan, let's just put this out there so that people can hear it, and that way the comments aren't too crazy when this goes up later.
They're gonna be crazy no matter what, dog.
Yeah, I mean, they already hate you, and I don't blame them. I hate you too. We know this.
It's all right.
We all can agree it's a win-win regardless.
We're winning.
Win a bunch
this
of
is the greatest
Deshaun
position.
The Dolphins are in such an outstanding position. Oh my god! At least we all agree on that. This is one of those you could either keep your young quarterback, again, one of the most hyped up prospects we've seen since Andrew Luck, who, let's be real with ourselves, unless something goes horribly wrong, Tua's going to turn out one way or another. I think that the three of us agree with that.
Yeah.
Or you go out for a guy who is arguably a top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
That's 25.
Come on.
And he named you.
How could you be upset?
It's not like a Peyton Manning situation where you're saying, "Hey, Peyton, we want a meeting." He's just like, "All right, you guys can come meet me in Tennessee." No, this is like Deshaun Watson said, "Hey, out of the teams that I'm interested, the Dolphins are for sure one."
Yeah, look, they will make one move. They'll make something happen.
Michael's trying to get us out because Heat are more important.
I'm not trying to get us out because Heat are more important. There are other things lined up. I'm not on that show.
Hey, look, right now the Heat pay the bills. If we're being honest with 5R.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone thinking that
you obviously
jokes.
You obviously
I'm just making jokes. I'm just
making in the comments later on, please claim it for his hatred of the Heat.
I'm just making jokes. Anything that involves Royal Shepherd commenting on it will be great for my liking because Royal Shepherd.
And also, sorry, Mike, real quick. I think we can officially announce it. We're going to be having John McClain tomorrow.
I was saving that for the very end, but cool. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just super excited about it.
I
don't even want to talk about it.
Should I even bother showing up tomorrow? Are you sure you don't want to just have a one-on-one?
It's just gonna be that one-on-one. It's one-on-one. He's doing one-on-one on YouTube.
Because I'm just gonna be there. Realistically,
you're gonna be like, "Hey, Deshaun Watson seems pretty good," and Watson's gonna come. Pretty good. He's the sexiest, the best quarterback ever. That's exactly what's
I'm gonna ask. Like, I just want to ask him. You know, what were his favorite restaurants? Like, what did he more or less like? So I can have.
Okay, Kai, I want to. We got 2 minutes. I'm wrapping this up in 2 minutes, and I'm ending it in the middle of someone's sentence if I need to. Are we good? Are we good? Before we go, next week, let's dive into Dolphins free agent targets. We didn't get to do it today, but before we do that, number one free agent target each of you wants the Dolphins to sign. No overlap. If you pick the same guy, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed, and be short with it. Juan.
One guy, probably Aaron Jones.
Okay. Cool. Kai?
Can you go?
What's wrong with you? All right. My one guy in free agency.
I still remember his name, but I know who I want. Exactly.
You don't remember his name, but you know who you want.
I know exactly what it is.
I want Chris Godwin. Young wide receiver. Okay. I think he runs a lot of routes. He has dropsies every once in a while, but I love Chris Godwin as a wide receiver.
I just need to get the first name, Corey Lindsey. I knew the last name, just didn't remember the first name.
Oh, Lindsley, the center from Green Bay?
From the Packers, yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of
opens up a lot in the draft, but I want Creed, so it's a little difficult.
That's the thing. All of our mock drafts are going to be right out the window after free agency because there are so many options, and there's
that's why honestly I don't even do one. Yeah,
we did a mock draft together. Get out of here! Stop trying to.
I did a mock draft and I got freaking roasted.
Yeah, I'm not that cool.
Go look at your Deshaun Watson poster, you weirdo.
There's so much. I have so much tape to go through right now. I have a highlight tape coming for you guys. I honestly,
if you post a highlight tape of Deshaun Watson, Twitter's gonna lose.
Please,
I'm gonna be there.
Please do it.
Yes. I already have it ready. You guys act like it's not ready. It's just waiting for the moment.
Ask Ethan if he'll put it up on the channel too.
For sure. What do you mean if it's going on the channel? Absolutely. I'm sending it straight to Alejandro.
Okay, Kai, we can't have him on the show anymore if they do trade for Deshaun Watson, right? We got to boot him because he's going to be on the air.
No.
I'm going to need to take like a break.
Are you kidding me?
That's going to be some that's going to be a dopamine like overdose.
This is
my man's going to have a stroke.
When you think about like
straight epilepsy, like seizure and everything.
Things that are good for everything, right? Going out and letting Juan talk for like 20 minutes about Deshaun Watson being traded to the Dolphins is like it's our equivalent of heat stuff for 5 reasons. It will just it'll grow itself.
Yeah. I could do it easy.
Imagine
me doing the Calvin video the other day. Oh my god, that's nothing compared to what Juan would do. Are you kidding me? This dude would literally go. Juan would be like, "Listen, I'm gonna learn Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Audition in like 2 seconds, and I'm just gonna go out there and make the greatest banger we've ever seen."
I just don't want to know what Juan does concerning Deshaun Watson when the cameras aren't on. That's what scares me. I think that's what scares everybody.
Just wrap up the show. You want to wrap it up? Just wrap it up.
I do want to wrap it up.
You don't gotta go after. You don't have to go after him like that, man.
Oh no, I love going after Juan. It's hilarious. I do appreciate you guys for being on. I miss doing this. It was a lot of fun. We will be back next Wednesday at 7:30. But more importantly, tomorrow at 2 p.m., Kai and Juan will be here with John McClain, Houston, Texas. Houston. Yeah, I mean, I always
be careful with that one. I've said that. Yeah.
Why you gotta say that, man? With John McClain, the Houston sports beat writer, knows a lot more about Deshaun Watson and the Texans situation. So I'm sure Juan will have a great time with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, you can join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. and again next week at 7:30. Don't forget to listen to 3 Yards Per Carry. Always a great listens for any Dolphins fan. Any final words, you guys?
No, that's it.
TW.